welcome to November. I am so excited that we are in another month. Probably because I'm more planned for November, or I actually did a reset this time, so then that makes me more excited. This past week of the end of October, I have been doing a lot of prep for this new month that was coming in, and because we are 2 months down before we're in 2026, I have been doing a lot of things. So my brain's gearing for just what's coming up next. This morning, I woke up at home. I went to my garden. I put seeds in my bird house, and I saw some of the plants that were growing there. So I basically grew everything or planted everything. My dad's really the one who has kind of spearheaded my growing process. So I was excited to start off in a more calmer mode before I start November. So today is Saturday, November 1st. And it's time to do a monthly reset. So to get started, I have since moved on from my third bullet journal into my fourth. I think I would have been in my fourth a long time ago if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't bullet journal or do anything big for September, just because I wasn't feeling like it, and I went closer to the digital side of things. So when it came back in October, getting more used to this one, but I filled it in by the end of, so yesterday, October 31st, I finished everything. And now we're into this one. So it already has some entries in there. I'll make a video just showing you guys what November's spreads look like. But yeah, we have a new bullet journal, and I'm very excited not only to use this, but the fact that this is the first time that I've painted anything on top of it. So I actually painted the front cover of this. Thankfully, it turned out okay and how I wanted it to. So very excited about that. So to start off our monthly reset, we are looking back at October. I feel like I blinked and October just happened. I only did one thing that I truly was excited about. I went to a friend's boyfriend's birthday party that was Halloween themed, and I had a very good time. The only thing I did that month, actually. And other things that I did around October was go to Panera and plan, Starbucks and plan, Parks and plan. So I did a lot of just behind the scenes stuffs, and I'm hoping November I'm able to get out and do more things that are not just me sitting and looking at a bullet journal or my laptop. I am finding it promising because November and December is the holidays, and I think I'll be able to do more. But that's basically what October looked like. It was a lot of planning, plus my work got a bit hectic, or it's the start of season, so a lot of things are just thrown in at the same time. So that was October. I don't think October was bad. I don't think October was terrible. I just think that October was just a different mindset. It wasn't about going out and trying different things and doing different things. It was really staying low key and doing what I felt like it and not doing things I didn't feel like it, which was okay for the time. I'm actually very excited that November 1st falls on a Saturday. So today I have to go get my car maintenance, and then I have to clean my car. I also have to prepare my room and remove things from my room so that they are going into storage. And then tomorrow, the 2nd, I will be spending my whole day in a storage unit moving. So I had a 5x5 storage unit. Now I need a 5x10. I've already paid for it. They say it's going to be ready tomorrow. Really hope that's true. If not, I can do it next weekend. But it's an ideal time for me to kind of completely get that out of my mind so I can move forward into November without anything holding me back. Will that happen? I really hope so, but if it doesn't, I'm okay with just waiting off and like doing something else and pushing it forward. My hair is a mess. I am 1 week out from changing it up. It would have been this week, but I already have this week planned for my planning, for my setting up for the month, and it's just not going to happen this week. Oh well. So yeah, that's what this weekend's gonna look like. I'm not putting out a weekend vlog or even a weekly vlog for this week because it's kind of that transition week. I'm doing a monthly reset, which will include things that I'm doing during the weekend as well. So there's no point in me like doing another video that's like the weekly vlog. But going into November, my hope is that I will be having one video a week that includes all of that good stuff that you guys like to watch. Anyways, let's get into these goals. So my goals for November, I have been getting very into Thai dramas, so kind of want to learn a little bit of Thai. I see the words, and some of the words I'm already like, I know exactly what that means. I don't need to read it, but it would be nice if like I can read whole sentences, or I can hear what they're saying and understand whole sentences. So a goal that starting in November is I want to learn Thai. I want to learn the fundamentals, and for November, I'm not going to push too much on myself. I want to be able to introduce myself. So that is the goal. So by the end of November, on the spot, I should be able to introduce myself in Thai. And then going down, so these are my personal goals. These are not related to work, health, finances. These are just personal goals that I have. The second one is finishing a book. I have been reading the 48 Laws of Power for at least 2 months now. So here and there I pick up, like I read a chapter, one of the laws, and then I stop. And then I read another law and then I stop. But I want to finish it by November. That will require me cutting up the time to finish it into portions. So basically in a week, I'm going to finish 3 or 4 chapters so I can get through it enjoyably too. So I don't want to just read the book just to read the book. I want to enjoy it. And every time I do read the book, I do enjoy it. It's taking long for me to get into the book. So what do I mean? When I'm reading, as soon as I'm in like one page or 2 pages into a book, I'm sucked in, I'm reading it, and honestly, I'm only going to stop if someone interrupts me or like my clock goes off that I have something else to do. But when I stop reading, it's going to take me to force myself to sit down and read it again. So even if I'm enjoying the book, I'll think, oh, I should read the book. But it needs to take me physically just going, calm down, sit down, rest, and open up the book. So that is the goal, is finishing the 48 Laws of Power. A good read so far. I just need to finish it. And then I already mentioned that I'm moving storage units. This is going to probably be an easy goal to finish if I can do it by tomorrow, but moving storage units. So basically I have a 5x5, moving everything from the 5x5 into my 5x10, moving things in my room that I want to go into the storage unit, and then officially moving out of the first unit and telling them I'm done with this unit, take it off like my list. That's the goal. Finish all of that moving stuff. Also, part of that goal is to make sure my car is empty in the back. Right now I have a lot of junk in the back of my car because I'm carrying it all around with me because there's no space. For those who don't know, I don't live alone. I live with my family. So my space is very limited. I don't have my own kitchen, which means I have a lot of things that are for the kitchen I don't have the space for. In college, I had my own flat, so I accumulated a lot of stuff because I was doing a lot of stuff. Now that I've gone back to living with my parents, there's no space for the stuff that I do own, which is why we need a storage unit. But I hate saying things because I don't know if it's going to happen, if it's not going to happen. But I'm looking to move out within a year. So this time next year, I should have my own place. basically. Anyways, and then again, I hate saying things to, like, when you say your dreams or your hopes or whatever, and then you think it's not going to come true because someone's just going to knock it down. That's how I'm feeling, but I feel like if I don't say it, then I'm not going to make the movements to get it forward. So the last personal goal is picking dates for Ireland trip this time next year. So I have a year to save money for an Ireland trip, and then make sure that I have all the paperwork, I have all of my documents so that I can go to Ireland. When I was in Europe, that was not the only place, but that was one of the only places that I wasn't able to visit, and that I was really crushed that I wasn't able to visit. And I think it's a good trip to like get back into traveling. And I think this one I might be doing it solo. So a little bit anxious, but maybe putting it out there, I might start taking the steps to doing things with that goal. So Ireland this time next year, but I want to pick the dates and then possibly by this month or December, pay for the tickets for that location, make sure that visas and passports are in order, and then kind of slowly progress into like ordering, like not ordering, but paying for a hostel, paying for things as we get closer to the day. So that is all of my personal goals for November. Let's go on to the health goals. I have been going to the gym consistently for about a year now. So 5 days a week, I'm in the gym, and I section off what I work on. So upper body, lower body, blah, 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 blah. When I'm in the gym now, I've noticed that I've started walking less. My body aches. I stopped walking, but I want to get back to walking. So we're implementing the 10K a day rule. So walking 10K a day. That's going to be hard. I work a full-time job. Sometimes I'm out walking, but sometimes I'm in the office doing work, paperwork, and whatnot. And there's not really any way for me to walk there. So I have to probably force myself after work, not going immediately home, but finding a park and just walking in the park. So November, 10K a day. Will I achieve it every single day? Probably not, but it's putting that mindset out and it's putting in the effort. So with that 10K a day, also 7-day walks. So for 7 days, that means every single day in a week, I'm out walking, whether it is 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but going out on a walk. And that does not mean going to the mall and walking between shops. Intentionally going to a park and only focused on walking and having some music in. Part of that is health, but part of that is really mental state, making sure I have that moment to calm down while walking. I always enjoyed it. And I feel like since my parents moved, I just slipped away from the walking bit. Want to get back into that. And then we're going to keep the 5-day workout. That's not going to be hard for me to achieve because I've been achieving it this whole year. And then 7-day meal prep. I've been meal prepping for 5 days. So the 5 days I work, I meal prep, but I want to do 7 days. Now that doesn't mean that every meal of mine will be a meal prepped meal, but just having the ideas of what I will be eating for 7 days is going to be helpful for me because I've reached moments where my fridge goes completely blank, like there's nothing in it, and I just don't know what to do. So then I go and eat out somewhere. I want to stop that. If I plan on going somewhere to eat out, then it should be like calculated. Oh, she's going out to eat. That kind of thing. And that is all for my health goals. So we're going to go running quickly to the next goals that I have. My finance goals. So I want to spend $250 on food for the whole month. I don't think it's hard, but like I mentioned, when my fridge is basically completely bare, I've eaten everything in there, I go out and I eat fast food. And if I am like mentally, I'm struggling to even go to the store and buy my new set of groceries, it will be like a day or 3 days where it's just fast food and whatever my mom cooks. That racks up, and that's where the food budget kind of extends, and more than $250 is leaving my accounts because of it. So I want to reel that in. It's mostly like a health thing, but also like a finance thing. I am planning to move out of my parents' house soon. in a year. So I want to make sure I have as much money in the bank as possible so that I am not struggling. And one thing that you never want is when you leave your parents' house, that within a year or two you're back at your parents' house because you're struggling to make ends meet. And then I had another goal for my finances, which was reconfiguring my savings. It's so funny. I completed that October 31st, so technically achieved. And by reconfiguring, what I mean is changing the percentages. So if I was putting 30% of the savings amount towards housing, maybe I changed it to something else, which I can go into that. I shouldn't, because that's an October thing. But I can make a video about how I reconfigured my savings based on what is more important to me at the time and what categories my savings are in. But I have reconfigured that and I am set and ready to go into November, where at the end of the month, I will be taking my savings and see what can go to each category. And then brand. So I have consistently kept BarbaraSt.Fleur.com since college. I have gone in and out of other brand names and kept them, did not keep them, they've fallen off. But I'm introducing a new one, which is flowerstudios.com. And that one is majority of my creative stuff, any creative videos, creative projects, and any reviews that I do on things that I watch, books, all of that content would be on that website because it doesn't seem to go well with my advice, my organization, and my life brand on Barbara St. Fleur. So there will be two separate websites, two separate brands, two separate things doing their own things. The only thing that kind of connects them is me. Yeah. So that's the plan for November. The website is already in progress. I have already bought the domain and what needs to happen. It just needs to be fully designed, fully ready for other people to see it. Yeah. And then one of the other things was getting my 2026 bullet journal ready. So 2025, like the 4th edition, is not even ready. I have the front painted. I want to paint the spine. I want to paint the back. But inside, we've already had some words kind of going in there, which I can show you in another video. I just feel like the reset shouldn't all be about me showing you my journal and what I'm doing in it. And then I have 2 end of the year videos that I have to do. One of them has nothing to do with my brand, which is my church's end of the year video that I've already started compiling. And I'm hoping by the end of November, I have completed that video. That one will be like a 1 to 5 minute video, but it takes compiling all of the videos of this year into a hard drive and then putting it into a video. And that's strenuous. And then I have my personal end of the year video that I am slowly working on. And because that one will be published the last week of December, I have some time, but I feel like I'm going to get busy. Things are going to happen and I might not finish it. So I'm working really hard to make sure that everything I do is intentional so that what I really want to do, I get it done. So I never find the right time to be filming videos. I promise I'm doing this safely, considering I'm not looking at you guys while I'm driving and my hands are on the wheel. This is usually how I drive. So I don't drive with 2 hands. I drive with 1, which apparently that's still unsafe, but okay. Anyways, today is Sunday. We are headed to my storage unit so we can start the process. It is currently 10:17. This morning I spent my time basically getting ready, finishing a series that I've been meaning to finish, getting things into my car, things that I know for sure that I want in the storage unit. And then as time goes on and I'm restructuring my room, I'm gonna know what else I need to put in my storage unit. And then I got ready, put on some clothes, and we're ready to go. So we're heading to it's about an hour drive from where I'm living now to where my storage unit is. The closest storage unit to my house is about 15 minutes away, but my goals for moving out are at like in a location that is about an hour away. So I'd rather my stuff be at least closer to where I'm anticipating moving. Also, I work an hour away as well, so my work is closer to my storage unit. So if I ever need to grab something after work, I can just go straight there. So we're doing that. I need to grab some food. I haven't eaten anything except the Krispy Kreme glazed donut, which was good. Kind of held me over for the first part of the morning, but I need something that can resemble like a full breakfast meal before we get to work, or I'll probably buy it and then eat it while I'm like moving things. I found out what storage unit I have. So right now my first storage unit is on the second floor and I am moving to the third floor. So I was hoping it was going to be on the same floor, so it was a quick walk, but it is not, but I'm okay with that. So yeah, let's go on this drive. But I just wanted to show you guys my progress. You guys saw when before I went to the park what I did with it, and this is where it is at right now. The backgrounds need to be filled in. I need to finish this up, but I'm so glad I'm actually working on it. It's been like 2 years. I am so sweaty. I got here around 10 something. I'm leaving at 2:25. It was hectic. I did at least 10 trips back and forth from one storage unit to the next, but we got it done. And now we're heading home. I'm really, really tired. I want to be in my bed. And whatever I have to like prepare in terms of like digital stuff and figuring out what my schedule is, seeing exactly what I have this week, I'm gonna do that all in my bed because the girl's tired. I thought I was gonna go to Starbucks to sit down and like have a drink while I'm doing it, but that's not gonna happen. So yeah, on the road again.